Hey, besties! And don't worry, I just turned the camera because I got a huge slide right here. My baby was just sitting right next to me, but welcome. It's your girl, Bestie. This is my first ever YouTube live stream. So, welcome in. If you're here right now, hit that subscribe button. Also, hit the like, hit the share button so everybody else can see this video as well if you feel like somebody needs a message from this video. So what I kept on channeling today was, they say don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing is gonna be alright. They say don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright, whether you believe it or not. A lot of the times we have to look at situations for more than what it looks like. We have to look at it for what it's supposed to be. See, sometimes we think that things are happening to us, when in reality, things are happening for us. And if we take the time to release all of the negative mindsets that we have about things coming towards us, all of the fear that we have towards obstacles, then we'll be able to release those and recognize that sometimes things get difficult because you need to wake up. You need to say, hello, what's going on here? There's something that needs to be fixed. There's something that's out of whack. And it's not meant to get you out of your body. It's not meant to make you feel unsafe within your own vessel. It's meant so that you can have a safe journey on this safe journey on this plane. And while you're on this plane, you want to make sure that you're putting in the effort into your own life, not just waiting for people to help you. Sometimes we have to go out into the world and find these different avenues so that we can find the help. We don't know all the answers ourselves. You know how many times I've had to go out and actually speak to people, and then I just get the answer that I'm supposed to be getting. I'm thinking, oh, I'm supposed to find out this answer. I'm supposed to go to my guides and I'm supposed to get this information. Yes, you go to your guides, you ask for the answer, you pray to God, you say, God, I really don't know what to do. What do I do? And you will be able to find the way because God will help move you. God will show you. Spirit will show you. The Most High will show you. And I'm talking about the Holy Spirit, the Most High Spirit, whichever spirit that the one that you subscribe to. But I listen to the ones of the light. I'm just saying. So you go to whoever you believe in, your guides, and you ask the questions that you need to know so that you can get put in the positions so that you can meet the people that will have the answers for you. Sometimes we just get ourselves so trapped up in our own head trying to figure out problems ourselves. Sometimes the problem is not for us to fix. Sometimes the problem is that you need to go out and actually start talking to people. You need to meet people. You need to see people. You can't just be cooped up in the house. You can't just be cooped up on YouTube. You can't just be watching social media all day. Sometimes you actually have to get outside to make your life better. And even though we want to be like, okay, we're doing social media, this, social media, that, you have to also have the ability to cultivate whatever you want for your existence in real life. Whatever you have on social media, you need to be able to reflect it in real life for you to feel safe within your vessel so that you don't feel like a fraud. You know how many times people will be out here just living a life that they don't necessarily want, but they are portraying it that that's the life that they want because they need people to believe that, and it's not the case. You need to do what's best for you. You need to do what works for you, even if it doesn't. What works for you is not what's going to work for somebody else. It might seem like a crazy method. It might seem like the most obscene method for you to solve your problem, but it's your method. It's your way. It works for you, right? Sometimes your methods is not going to work for the next person. Sometimes what you do is not going to work for the next person. Sometimes the places that you're going is not going to be where the next person is going to go. And that is okay. That's all we have to do is we have to accept. We have to recognize when some things are just not worth putting in effort. And then when some things are, because when you put in the effort into things, that's where you will bear fruits. And you will know people by their fruits. So the effort that people put into their lives, you'll be able to see it. It'll come out. It'll be expressed. And other people will be able to see it. And it's okay if you don't see it personally. Other people will see it. Sometimes you just have to take the time to sit back and live. Do what you're doing. Do what feels right to you. Don't wait for anybody else to tell you what's going to be right for you, what's going to look right for you, what's going to feel right for you. You have so many different paths that you can take in life. And really, every single time that you knock down an obstacle, it opens up a new timeline for you. You see, people might think that some things are just out of this world, far fetched, but it's really not. Sometimes a lot of things just take a lot of different channels to go into, right? So when you're trying to figure out what you want to do or what is the right thing for you to do, there's so many things that you have to look into. But going with your first thought, go with your intuition. But you can also, if you're not sure, go and get reassurance from your intuition. Go and speak with your guides. Go and speak with God. Go and see if that's something that you need to hang on to. Go and see if that's something that's important to your life so that you can move forward. If it's not important, then you don't need to pay attention to it. Who pays attention to things that are not going to make their life better? Nobody. I mean, even sometimes people think that certain things will make their life better, but it won't. And that's the thing. We don't know what steps other people have to take to get to where they're at. We don't understand what other people had to do to become the person that they are today. Maybe they had to start 10 years ago and you're just starting now. Sometimes that could just be the mere difference that sometimes people start when they're so young and they have a direction. They have people telling them which way to go. While you, on the other hand, you could possibly not have that direction, or somebody that you know might not have that direction. So if they don't have that direction, they won't be able to know. And with that, that's the reason why we speak to one another. That's why we have conversations. That's why we connect with other people. Because when we connect with people, it gives us the ability to have insight and we have a perspective that we didn't have previously. And if we have access to that insight, then it helps us grow as a person. But that's only if you do want to grow. Sometimes people will give you advice and people will give you information and you might take it the wrong way. And that's because sometimes we're just not in that space. Sometimes you have to get to that era of understanding and being able to accept that not everything that you go through is meant for everybody to understand. It's not meant for you to even understand. But have you noticed that you get through it every single time you fight? You get through it. If you lay down and let life walk all over you, that's exactly what life is going to do to you. Life will walk all over you, tiptoe, crip walk, anything you think of. Life will do that to you if you let it. You cannot stay in a perspective of a victim forever. And I'm not saying that to judge people. And I'm not saying that to say that you're a victim. I'm saying that we cannot look at ourselves as victim, even though we've been through trauma. We have to see ourselves as victors. We have to see ourselves as people who have overcame these things and have the ability and have the tools and have the necessary ideas so that we can move forward, so that we can actually obtain what we feel like is unobtainable. Sometimes things feel like they're so far-fetched, but it's not. It's just the fact that you don't know what steps to take to get to there, and that's okay. All you have to do is look for what you're looking for. We have unlimited access to the internet right now. And right now it's a big argument between people, AI and no AI. Well, I'm here to say that yes, AI is not good. AI is not good. But however, since it's been forced down our throats, we have to use it in a way that doesn't take away from our brain and our mindset in the way that we think. Excuse me. Spiritual burp. So we have to make sure that the tools that we are getting, the tools that we are receiving in life, we have to make sure those tools are going to actually bring us to a place that are going to make us happy, that's going to help us grow, that's going to help us live a life that we whoa, they're trying to affect my throat chakra. Let's get them out of here. Clear my space, clear my energy. So we have to get ourselves to that era. We can't rely on anybody else to get us there. Yes, it's a difficult for us to look back and say, "Oh my goodness, we've been through this. We've been through that." I could tell you myself, I've been through a lot of things myself. I've been through a lot of different types of traumas. I've been through narcissistic abuse. I've been through sexual abuse. I've been through emotional, psychological abuse. I've been through physical abuse. I've been through every single type of abuse you probably could think of to this day. And what it took was me to recognize that I did not want to have to go through that anymore. I had to recognize that I didn't deserve that. And that's how you have to act. You have to believe that you don't deserve to be treated in a manner that is not conducive to how you feel like is important for your forward movement, for your life, for your future, for your right now. Sometimes we have to really think about these things. It's difficult too because people want us to be all over the place. They want us to be thinking about things that don't truly matter. They want us to think about things that are going to affect us. And it's like everything's affecting us right now. But all you can focus on is you in this right now, in this moment. You can control you. You can control who you have in your life because that's up to you. The only way you will heal is if you're able to get past what was bringing you down. You can't run away from problems. You have to be able to face them head on. You gotta mink. Go. That's what you have to do. You have to really kick down those doors. You have to kick down those obstacles. It's just like our ancestors. Our ancestors, they were not able to read. They were not taught to read. They were not told that they can read. But now our ancestors, they've moved forward and they've cultivated their lives within our own lives because we've experienced a lot of the things that our ancestors have experienced. But now we're in the era that we can live and we can actually flourish. We can take the lessons that they learned. We can take what they had to go through and not make it so that it's in vain, but help us move forward, help us grow, help us become who we're supposed to be because they didn't have that opportunity. The people who came before us, they didn't have the chance to really become who they're supposed to be. But we do in this moment. You do in this moment. You have every chance in the world right now so that you can go and be who you want to be. And there's people out there right now who don't have that opportunity. And if you do have that opportunity, you need to take it. You need to seize it. You need to make sure that you are the one who's going to be building your life to where you want it to be. It doesn't matter what you decide it is. If you decide that you want to become a multimillionaire, then you have to be able to think, okay, how does a multimillionaire think? You can't just become a multimillionaire just by thinking it. They think that that's manifestation, but it's not. Becoming a multimillionaire, you have to have the mindset of a multimillionaire. You have to have the thoughts. You have to have the emotion of a multimillionaire. And you have to be able to build yourself to that. You don't start by automatically becoming a multimillionaire. I mean, some people do. Some people get lucky. Some people get that little big break on them. And that's okay. And there's other people who you actually have to work towards things. You actually have to build, you actually have to grow, you actually have to become who you need to be so that you can actually live in that energy because the people who raised you, possibly, or even the people who were around you while you were becoming the best version of yourself or becoming a person, period, those people didn't have the ability to help feed you in a way that gave you the ability to be on the same wavelength as other people. And that's okay. That is okay. We all start from different paths. We all start from different points. We all start from different journeys. And some of us go through the same things as others, just maybe in a different way. Some people might go through this and some people might go through that. And you might feel a certain way about it and you might not. It's all about how you decide to handle it. There's been so many times in life that I've been extremely rage baited. And it's not just because I'm a person who likes to get upset. No, I'm actually a very calm person. I like to be in my energy. I like to be cool, calm, and collected. However, since I've understood that living in that victim mindset only keeps you becoming a victim over and over again, I decided I had to take the other approach. You have to take the other approach. You have to. When you're a victim at a point in time, you have to take that other point approach. And I'm not saying you have to be the person who's the aggressor. I'm not saying you have to be the predator. What you have to be is yourself unapologetically. And that's what people don't want you to be. They don't want you to be yourself unapologetically because if you were to be yourself unapologetically, then they would not be able to be themselves because they are living off of your energy. They're living off of your life. They're living off of your motion pretty much. And you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to deal with it. But what you have to do is focus on you so that the people who are trying to come to you and try to stop you from shining or whichever way that you're supposed to shine, those people get naturally repelled. You see, the only reason people are able to get through in your energy and really mess with you like and mess you over is when you're in a state of they are either tricking you or they are trying to get through your boundaries, and they use love, they use affection, they use anything that makes you feel good to get through those boundaries. And you have to recognize when people are coming to you trying to do things to you. You have to understand when you have to put yourself in a better position, a better space, a better environment. Sometimes it's the environments that we're in. Sometimes you have to go to a different environment. I had to go to a completely different environment. I had to cut everybody off. I literally sit here and I'm like, I have friends, but do I really? Because I actually sit here and I'm like, I go and meet new people. I'm okay with that. I like meeting new people. That's how I make friends. But the people who I've already known in my life, I don't see them in the same way as I previously did. I see them as, I mean, not all of them. Some of them I see them as still the same amount as like a friend, but it depends on how much energy they put in, because now I see as a person how much energy you're supposed to put into people and how much you don't, right? And all through my life, I know because I'm a neurodivergent baddie. I actually had this notion in my head for a very long time that, when people are your friends, they're your friends and they love you and they treat you with respect and they care about you. But a lot of the times, people will come into your life and they really just want to come into your life and benefit themselves. They want to get what they can get. So when you recognize that, it's easier for you to move forward and say, okay, I know I can be around this person and I can give this much of my energy and not feel like I'm being taken away from. Or I can go into this situation and I understand that this person is solely trying to take my energy. So I'm going to keep myself away from them and I'm not going to give them that equal exchange of energy because I know it's not reciprocated. You see, when you take the time to actually focus on the little things in your life, then you're able to move. You're able to have motion. That's why I say every little thing is going to be all right. You just have to take the time and do some introspection. You have to take the time and go on that little journey, go on a little spiritual journey, go on that little healing journey, go on that little financial responsibility journey. You have to figure out where your you need to figure out where your spots, where your problem spots are so that you can actually fix them. Like nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And when we stop assuming that people are supposed to be perfect, that's when life gets a little bit easier. That's when it gets easier for you to actually continue to move through life and do what you have to do, because then you recognize that, oh, I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be myself. Because there's going to be somebody out there who thinks that yourself is perfect. There's going to be somebody else who thinks that you just being you is perfect, whether that's a job, whether that's a friend, whether that's a community of people, whether that's a lover, anything. You will find what you're looking for by simply being authentic to who you are. If you're not authentic to who you are, and I mean, like, some people are in that energy where they could be a shapeshifter. And let me tell you what a shapeshifter is. So a shapeshifter is somebody who can move in and out energies. They're pretty much a manipulator. They can be what you want them to be in that moment so that they can get what they want out of the situation. And those are the type of energies you have to be wary of, because those people will play nice in your face and then they will leave and not be nice anymore. And it's okay, because everybody got their own archetypes. Everybody is their own person in life, and that's how life is supposed to be. If there was no you, there would not be that other person. So everybody having their differences is what makes the world special, which makes the world great. And I know that you have the ability to move forward, and you have the ability to climb and move past all of the obstacles that were ever put in front of you. But you have to want to. You have to feel like it's not important. I know that recently I had to go through an experience where I was an avid marijuana smoker, 100%. Like, I would never even tell people before, like, quit smoking. No, no, no. I'd be like, let's go smoke a blunt together. That used to be me. But now I'm in this era where, one, it was affecting my health too. And it was making me feel not myself. It was like I had to understand when and where it was possible for me to smoke and when it was not possible. And it got to the point where if I have this much time to smoke some weed, then I have some time for me to go and do something that's actually going to make my life better. And sometimes we're in a position where our life is already where we want it to be. And that's where you go and you relax. I feel like when you smoke weed, you have to be able to smoke weed and be in a position where you are already established or comfortable. Like, you have to already be at your fullest potential to smoke weed and be comfortable. Because if you do it and you don't, it can stifle you. I'm not saying that it will. I'm saying it can. And I'm saying that because when you haven't reached your full potential and you start that dabbling into different types of things like marijuana, or even worse than that, because that's the only thing I ever did. But like, I'm not judging anybody for their journeys, because everybody's on their own journey. But when you go into that, it kind of takes you off of where your mind was already going. It's like it takes you off of the path where you were already headed. And sometimes it can actually enlighten your mind. It can actually open your mind up. But even then, with that opening up, it also comes with the down. It also comes with the tired. So it's like should you tap into that, or should you just figure out who you are in your own energy? And here I am. I'm not going to talk like I've been sober for 5 years or 10 years or even 1 year. I've only been sober for 7 days. And I'm not saying like sober as in like, but I'm saying like I just haven't smoked weed in 7 days. And that's great for me at this point. Like, this is where I want to be in my life because I know that I'm on a path to growth. I know I'm on a path to fulfillment. And this is just another thing that I just had to, all right, let that go. Like, this is no longer conducive to me in my forward movement. This is no longer going to help me build the life that I want to build. This is no longer going to bring me to a position where I feel like I'm going to be at the level I believe I'm supposed to be at. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm all my life, ever since I was a child, I've always had this energy about me that I always liked the nicer things, or I like things to be nice. It's not the fact that I need to spend a lot of money. It's just the fact that I like things to look nice, like on me, or like I like things around me to be like, it's like romanticize your own life. You romanticize yourself. So I've always been like that. And around certain people, they do not like that. They do not like when you love yourself. People do not like that. But it's just to go to show you how much energy people will put on you when you do love yourself. How much energy people will put into you when you do love yourself. How much you get out of life when you do love yourself. You don't get the short end of the stick. When you finally focus on who you are, and when you finally focus on your life, you actually start getting things you're like, oh, wait, hold on a minute, hold on, wait, hold on. I was supposed to be getting this all this time. I was supposed to be doing this all this time. Yes. But the fact that you get so caught up in other things, or if you do get caught up in other things, or because I know I'm a person who got ADHD. So this is for people who actually have things that they go through in life. It's not that you're simply just living the best life. Everybody has things that go on in life. It doesn't have to be smoking weed. It doesn't have to be um like having an addiction. It doesn't have to be like you going out and meeting bad people. It doesn't have to be that. Sometimes it could just be situations that just feel so heavy to you. They feel so strong. They feel like they're weighing you down. Those situations, you can overcome them. You can. I'm telling you this because I've done it, but not only have I done it, there's been so many other people who've done it. Let me tell you, like, I think about it all the time. They say, dream, dream and dream. And why do they say that? Oh, how many other people have you heard say that? Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, he told people he had a dream. And look at how far his dream has came. Even to 2026, here we are right now on this day, in this modern time, and people still speak about Martin Luther King, and they still speak about the effects that he's had in society. So whether he passed away early or not, he still had an effect. What he wanted to get done still happened. And there's forward movement even going today because it never stops. The journey never stops. The fight never stops. the change never stops. And that's what we have to focus on, is that we have to know that even though we left school and we're no longer in school, I know I graduated school like, wait, what year? I graduated high school in 2015. So it's been like 11 years. It's been 11 years since I graduated high school. I started going back to college. I went back to college in the beginning of spring. And I actually went to esthetician school previously, but esthetician school just wasn't enough for me. It was like, you know what it felt like? It felt like being in a world of people who like it's like, this is like, beauty is the standard. I want my life to be beautiful. But being an esthetician is really not like an easy job to find beauty in your life, because you're giving all the beauty to everybody else. And you can possibly do both, obviously. Like, you can do both. But the thing is that you're working harder to make other people's lives beautiful, and you're not making yours beautiful first. And it's hard because you have to be able to balance that. You have to be able to balance the fact that when you're building, it's not always going to look the way that you want it to look. It's like you're putting the pieces together. Say if somebody gave you boxes and they say build a tower. When they give you all those boxes, they're just going to look like a pile of boxes. But once you finally build those boxes up, it'll be a tower. You're going to be like, oh, shoot, I did build a tower. I did create what I wanted to create. It just takes time. Sometimes you can't see the full picture until time has gone. And that's why we have to be okay with time going by. Even though we're getting older, that doesn't mean that time is going to it's going to be the bane of our existence. It doesn't have to be that. Time is going to keep going regardless. Time is going to always keep moving. Everything's going to keep on flowing. So why not continue to flow with it? Why keep yourself in a position where you might be stuck? Exactly. See, people want you to live in a position where you're not in control over your own life. They want you to live in a position where you can't control what you have going on, and they want you to feel like you have to go to them. A lot of people feel that way. But then there are those people who, with discernment, with respect for yourself, with love for yourself, with dignity in your own life, you'll be able to discern which people those are. It's harder to discern when you don't love yourself as much because it's like if you love yourself, you can say you love yourself, right? You love yourself, boom. But if somebody comes to you to challenge that, how are you going to prove it? You're going to say, I love myself? Or are you going to handle it like a person who loved themselves would? For example, like say if you have a toy when you're a kid, you have a favorite toy. Nobody could touch that toy because that's your favorite toy. You love that toy. But say if you didn't love that toy, you let anybody touch you, you throw that toy anywhere, you put that toy anywhere. That's the same thing as with yourself. You have to have that same self-respect in yourself. You have to have the same love for yourself, that same dignity within your own life. And that might mean that you might lose certain things. You might lose certain people. You might lose certain opportunities. But those things and those opportunities, those people, they obviously weren't for you. Because when you have what you need, then you feel fulfilled. You don't feel like you have to go out of your way to go and get any extra things. You don't have to go out of your way to get anything that's going to be outside of you, right? Life is just life is difficult, but it doesn't have to be. That's why I say all the time. Life is difficult, but it doesn't have to be. And that's why I say you don't have to worry about a thing. You don't have to worry about it. Life wants you to worry about it, but the more you worry about what's the problem, the more the problem will be the problem. The more you focus on what the solution is, the more solution will be the solution. If you get what I'm saying, right? Say if you have a bill, right? Your bill is due. You got to pay a bill. You focusing on paying that bill, like I gotta pay this bill, gotta pay this bill, gotta pay this bill, gotta pay this bill. Staring at the bill, like maybe the bill would disappear, or you could focus on the solution. You can put your energy into the solution, which is possibly paying the bill or working more hours so you have more money for the bill or going somewhere where you could get the additional funds so that you could pay the bill. Those are ways that you put your energy into things that it's like, yeah, it takes you a little bit more effort to do that, but it's better than sitting there and sulking about the problem. Because when you complain and you focus on the problem, it's only going to become a bigger problem because the problem continues to build up. Problem becomes a bigger problem. And you don't want to have to worry about problems, do you? No, no. See, right now I understand that many people they don't understand the difference between a solution and complaining. Because sometimes people complain because they want a solution to come about. Sometimes people complain because they just want somebody to fix the problem for them. Sometimes people complain just to freaking complain. And don't be one of those people. Don't be one of those people. Because it's not going to help you. It's not going to make you feel good. It's not going to make you feel any better about yourself. I strongly want a s'mores Pop Tart. Hold on one second. Mm, mm. Yes. I don't know why. Something about chocolate. It simply does it for me. Yes, I'm taking a break. If y'all are in here with me, we're taking a break together. But if you're catching this on the recap, thank you for catching this on the recap. Make sure you subscribe so that you can catch it on the front end, not the back end, Bookie. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I'm just going to do a little post, you know? I'm sorry for the little brief interruption. But that song came to me by Natalie Nunn. I'm just doing what I want. She said, I've been doing what I want. That song is so funny to me, but I like it. It's not about the material part of it, though. It's more about the part that she's like, I've been doing what I want. It's a Maddie. First one of one. First one of one. Hey, that's my favorite line. First one of one. All right. Okay, all right. I'm done eating the Pop-Tart. Oh, Jesus. All right. So, yeah, that song, she said first one of one. No, she goes first one of one, but it's really that first one of one line. How many of you guys are truly like one of those people? And leave it in the comments, leave it in the chat, even if you're catching this after the fact. How many of y'all really act like or know that you are one of one? You have to know that you're like a snowflake. Like, that's really one thing you have to pay attention to. And I know that sounds very cliche, but it's true. There's nobody out here in the world. Whoa. There's nobody out here in the world who's like you. There's nobody else who is able to be seen in the light that you are, because you have something special about you. You actually have a dynamic to yourself, which makes it so that you are seen in the light that people are trying to actually embody themselves. There's so many people who see you as the blueprint. There's so many people who see you as the one who is supposed to be doing what you're doing, and they're supposed to be following. You know that song they say, follow da 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 da, follow da da, follow da da, follow da da. That's really how a lot of people in the world are. That's why you have to truly, when you're living in your purpose, when you're living in your truth, you have to really move with intention. Because there's people out there who are paying attention to you, whether you think about it or whether you like it or not. And the more that you move with intention, the more that you move with love, integrity, you have the ability to find the people who are supposed to be around you. You have the ability to cultivate a life that's actually going to mean something to you. And a lot of people, when they see people when they see people who do have that one-of-one energy, they don't want to admit it. They don't want to say, dang, that person is really one-of-one. Like, that person really has the juice. That person really has motion. They don't want to say that because it makes them feel like it's spiting themselves or making them feel like they're lower about themselves. And not that it's your problem, but it's the fact that you have to understand that that's your energy. You have to understand that when you have that type of energy, people are going to keep on trying to come for you. They're going to keep on trying to be in that position of opposition of you. That's why you gotta not worry about it. That's why you gotta say, every little thing is gonna be all right. What? Every little thing's gonna be all right. I'm telling you. Just focus on what you want. Don't focus on what people are doing. Don't focus on what's going on. Pay attention. Be aware. But don't focus on it. Make sure that the actions that you're doing are going to put you in a position where you are happier and not sadder. Not where you're going to be like, I wish I did this. I wish I did this. I wish I did that. I wish I never did this. Don't waste your time focusing on things that don't matter. I mean, I don't do that. And I don't expect nobody on my page to do that. None of my besties. I know y'all are in here actually growing. You're actually becoming who you need to be in life. So it really doesn't matter what other people think about you. All that matters is that when you go to sleep at night, every single move that you make, you know that you took you took the steps that are going to put you in a position that are going to help you grow. It's going to help you achieve. It's going to help you be more than what you were yesterday or even an hour ago. That's how life is. You can change yourself. You can change your life at any time. It all starts with a choice. It all starts with you deciding and choosing and believing in yourself. I truthfully feel like I need to get on here and do an oracle card reading because it's been a little bit since I've done that. Hold on one second. Let me get my cards. Let me get my cards. Let me get my cards. Let me see, which cards do I want to use? These ones. Sorry, friends. Sorry. Oh, not you in my belly. Honestly, I'm really not. I really don't care. Don't lie. Flat tummy tea, baby. Flat tummy tea. All right, guys. Let's do a little oracle card reading at the end of this for you guys. Now, I can't make this up. What's the name of this video? I said, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. There's always a way. With the will, there is a way. With the will, there is a way. And if you look at this girl on this card, look at her. She is shining. She got her own little, what is this axe? She got an axe. And look at this. Wait a minute. She got an axe and she got her foot up. Like she just propped up like next step. Like she's knocking down any obstacle that's coming towards her. There's always a way. And that's exactly what I was saying this whole time in this whole video. I don't even really need the cards. That's why I get on here and I just speak from the heart, from the soul, because I understand that what I channel is really the real. What I channel is really what's going on. And if you really want to move forward in life, you got to make sure that you're paying attention to what's important to you. Let's get some more cards. I know I don't need doing this often. I'm only doing this for y'all. It's not the video. It's okay. Yeah. The journey. Trust the journey. I can't make this up. If you're watching this right now and you got to watch this whole reading, well, not even reading, this whole message that I was getting out, that I was channeling, you're seeing right now. The proof is in the pudding. There's always a way, the journey. Trust yourself. Trust what you want in your life. Trust what you have going on. Trust what you're becoming. Because when you are going to become the person that you want to be, the only thing that matters is you. The only thing that matters is you. And you just have to have that fighting spirit. I'm sorry about my nails. Oh my God. But you just have to have that fighting spirit. You have to actually fight for what you want. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Rewind the video, and you're gonna see everything that I said in this video is coming up the cards now. So I just get on here with the cards because babies is real tapped in. Baby real tapped in. What are the messages? All right. We got on fire, upside down, best case scenario, and perfect moments. Like I said. See, when people understand that this is your energy, When people understand that this is who you are, that you make shake, when they know that you make things shake, when they know that you make things happen, that you are fire, you got motion, that everything you touch, it turns to gold. Everything you do, it is on fire. You are rising like the phoenix. When people understand that's your energy, they feel like their life is upside down. They feel like they're being targeted. They feel like they are being put in despair because they don't have the ability to do what you're doing. It's like, dang girl, how you balancing all that? Dang boy, how you doing all that? How you gonna go and do that? Now how you gonna go and do that? But how you gonna go and do that? Now how you gonna go and do that, little mama? Yeah. And then they see that what? Every single time that you do something, it's best case scenario. Every time you do something, it works out for the best. Every time you do something, you are overcoming. They see that in you. So it's like they just get shooketh. They get shooketh. They see you as perfect. They see everything that you do as perfect, as nothing could ever go wrong with you. And they think that you're not even in that position of ever feeling upside down. Like you don't ever feel the things that they feel. But sometimes you do feel those things. It's just the fact that you know how to deal with it. You know how to handle it. You know how to overcome. And even if you didn't know how to overcome, you were learning to overcome these things. You're not keeping these things, you're not letting these things keep you stuck. You're not letting these things keep you in a position where you're not feeling strong about yourself. You're letting these things flow and you're letting them go so that you can actually obtain the things that you truly want for your life. You're letting yourself become what you want. You're not letting anybody stop you. Yeah? We got rehabilitation and know your worth. You're not letting anybody stop you. You're not letting anybody tell you who you are. You're healing from that part of you. You're healing from that side of you where people thought that they were the ones telling you who you were. When now you understand that those people were just wolves in sheep's clothing and you were sleeping with them. Whether you were sleeping with them literally or whether you were sleeping with them like just you were just hanging out with a whole bunch of wolves. But they know that you know your worth now. They see you. They see you in this energy. They see how you overcome. They see how every single time you put in that work, you overcome. It doesn't matter. So that's what they're focused on. They're focused on that money, that mayan. They see you get into it and they're like, I'm trying to get to it too. They're trying to pocket watch you. Yes, they're pocket watching you. And this turned into a crazy reading. Hold on, because because you prioritize reflection. You prioritize paying attention to what your life got going on. Just like I've been saying from the beginning of the reading. When you pay attention to you, you have the ability to move forward. You have the ability to do what you want to do. And clearly, these messages are just going to keep repeating. So I'm going to let this go right now. But like I said, every little thing is going to be all right. I don't care if people don't think I can sing. I sing regardless. I'm going to sing regardless, baby. I'm going to sing regardless. All right. It's me, your girl, kasthebestie. You know what? I might actually hop on here and do another reading for y'all. So give me a little bit.